Hello, everybody, and it is Josh Grover coming back to you once again for another episode of Splash That Cash. We are bringing you four tables of 25, 50 cent, no limit. I haven't shown a video for NL Cash yet, so I figured I'm actually playing on full flush. I heard a lot of good things about this site, and I've been trying it out, and I like it for the most part. There's a lot of fish on this site, and I've just been kind of getting a good feel for it, and I am liking what I see. So I have fives on my upper right table with two limps in front of me. This is pretty much par for the course. A lot of people like limping in these games. I'm gonna raise on the larger side. I mean, they could be very well limping with like sixes or sevens, and that'd be unfortunate. But I am totally willing to get it in against Shank It or SP Poker Man. So it looks like it's just gonna go call, 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 which I'm pretty much playing for a set at that point then. Queen 8-7 flop. I'm definitely not going to be c-betting that. Given two stack sizes to my left are small, and they'll get it in with any pair for sure. Paul Chin is representing a pretty massive hand at this point. He cold called that the 350, my 7x, and fives are going in the muck, and we'll see what Chin has. Chin flopped a queen. The other guy had a flush draw. So as you see, Paul Chin called 350 pre with Queen 10 off out of position, and this site I've been really happy with how awful some of the players have been. Um, 8-5 off. I'm just going to be folding. One thing I do for any cash game for that matter is I'm playing the cutoff and button really strong unless the button is a really good player. One thing the site does not allow is my HUD, which maybe I can figure out a way to get a HUD working on it, but I haven't figured one out yet. Which I'm totally okay with because I've already played. I want to say probably like 5,000 to 10,000 hands on the site, and I've learned a few of the regs, and I'll just get in more playing time. So I have 10-7 in the upper left. Mr. Perfect makes it $1.52, and uh, Max Good Time. I don't know who either of those guys are. Um, I am going to be squeezing with this hand because it's just a phenomenal hand to squeeze with. There's nothing saying that Mr. Perfect has a huge hand. I honestly think both these guys are probably going to call. I think they're bad. I think they're loose. But I'm also setting myself up to win a lot of the time for what I can represent in this spot and how weak I think they are. So he comes out with a 4 bet, which I'm not happy about. And I will be folding. If I had some sort of idea of who he was and if he was capable of knowing that I was squeezing there, then I would possibly be shoving with his hand. But I don't see Mr. Perfect on any other table. Um, he hasn't played with me, and I just I kind of forced to give him credit. But my squeeze there works a lot of the time, and even if it goes call call, I take down so many of the flops. Uh, 4 or 5 off, bottom right. I can't represent anything, and Booch, who limped under the gun, can definitely represent a lot of that board and have a lot of that board. A7 off is in the muck. I play a little bit tighter in cash games than I do in tournaments. Not extremely, not to like an extreme. I'm definitely not a tight player, but in tournaments I'm quite a bit looser. Um, Arax makes a huge raise from early spot. I'm gonna be folding Queen 8 off. One thing that you guys should be doing is noting players anytime something significant comes up, especially when you can't use a HUD. So anytime something significant in a pot happens, you should definitely be noting those players. And I will do so when a pot happens. I believe this got all in pre, So I'm just gonna no willing to stack off all in ace king offsuit pre. I'm gonna be 3-betting. Be Dirty is playing a few tables. Whoops. Well, that was bad of me. I'm obviously going to be calling because of my pricing right here. I didn't even realize his stack size. I definitely should have. That was a complete mistake. So I'm going to be hoping that he just has ace high and hopefully, yeah, that's about the best outcome ever. And hopefully we can take this one home. All right. He probably thinks I'm a complete idiot. Okay. So Be Dirty takes his cutoff position and Kato is short again. Okay, so Kato's just a short stacker on these tables. So it looks, because he even rebought for 10 bucks again. So he's going to be making a lot of my 3-bets, especially from the spots that I'm in. I'm really tempted to get up and move spots, because having a short guy like that to my left, anytime I 3-bet light and he just gets it in, I'm forced to call, which sucks. Queen Jack off in the cutoff, definitely raising. Okay, so I got a call from Paul Chin. There's a couple thoughts on this board. Checking back is totally fine, keeping the pot small and making him think I don't really have much. And I could also bet getting calls from hands like ace 10, ace jack, a worse queen, or a 6. But I think checking back in the long run is probably a little bit better. He checks again. So this is a spot where I'm actually going to be betting really large, so it's not believable. I'm just going to bet like $2.90. If he does have a 6 or a 5 or a worse queen at this point, yeah, he's definitely not going to give up on the pot. And I feel like I do have the best hand a lot of the time. And I'm going to be betting again just because of how bluffy I looked. And I'm going to be betting somewhat large for value. I think I get called by worse a lot of the time by how I played it and how weak I look. If I were to get raised, it would be really fucking weird. And I just have a queen jack, and it is good. So I think I played that hand. Really well, considering the turn, just turning what seemed to be a bluff and getting a lot of value out of it. And you'll see me do that a lot in cash games. Any chance I can turn a value hand into what looks like a bluff, I take that line. A lot of people will take thin value and try and get thin value for it, and you'll actually get a lot more folds because of that. People are just firm believers. If I were to bet like half pot on the flop and then half pot on the river or something, that just looks so much more believable than what I did. And the game's kind of evolved to the point where you just want to look like you have nothing. So you want to take the line that makes you look like you have absolutely nothing. So the line that I decided to take was check back flop and then just fucking overbet the turn. Okay, Jack 10. Jack 10 in the new cutoff spot because the button is sitting out. I will definitely be raising that. I like the 125 2.5x. I got 3-bet by Gary. I do have future play with Gary. He's actually fairly tight, and I'm just going to be giving him credit for the 3-bet from the small blind. One thing for cash games is, especially in these 9 max tables, a lot of these people who are playing 9 max right now also play 6 max at the same time right now. But I give people credit in 3-bet pots until I've seen a lot of aggression from them, or and a lot of the time I wouldn't be re-raising in this spot like ace queen and ace king, but how often people are calling, you can get a ton of value. People are just calling out of position with bad hands on this site from what I've seen and giving me a maximum value. Um, not really 100%